So I'm in the last phases of finishing my 5th book, Who Do We Become? The biggest question, the boldest question we need to ask of ourselves as we evolve into this next world. And I've gathered lessons from writing 5 books, and I wanted to share them with you because I think they're quite applicable to all projects that we start. You know, every time I start a book, the commitment of creating the container to write inside it is all I've created. I actually have no clarity on what's going to be in the book and what the real lessons are going to be in the book. But having the relationship with a publisher, having a D-date, coming up with the broad idea, and then allowing the container to fill itself. And we often don't start things because we're scared and don't have it right, or we're not perfectly there yet. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is when you make that sort of commitment, you then start to listen and watch everything with 2 sets of focuses. 1, just to engage with it, but 2, how does it impact me? How does it impact the information that I already have inside myself that applies to my identity, the world, my perspective, and all those things? And then make notes from that information. And that information now becomes richer because you've made a commitment to fill a container that you haven't been quite clear of what's going to be in the container. So the second thing for me is really it gets you to listen and engage with information so much more richly and so much more in depth. And that's really been key for me because every time I finish a book, I've really upgraded my thinking in so many different ways. And the third aspect is for us to be able to engage with as wide a possibility of information as possible. When you make a commitment to write the book, you really start to think about a range of different sets of ideas. So you don't only listen to the information that you listen to better, but you increase the sort of sectors, the spectrum of information that you engage with. And that's what it's done to me. You know, it's really pushed me to self-teach, to have this informal learning process. And by explaining and teaching into a container that I was unclear of at the beginning, shows courage, intention, follow through, and excitement that I'm able to do something that's so awesome. To write a book is like, never would I have imagined that I would have done one when I was at school. I failed school terribly, and here I am popping them out. It's a real privilege, and I look forward to you all reading it. Who Do We Become? It comes out in a couple months' time. Ciao.